we did a large evaluation of a bunch of team members that we work with. And I think the most important question before we get into hiring A players is really understanding, how do we define what an A player is, or how you think your team performs might be different than how they think they perform. So in this survey we did, I want to pull out 5 or 6 quotes for you here. These are what the staff is saying they wish the doctor would say. I wish the doctor would communicate better with their staff. I wish the doctor would be more aggressive with authority and stop worrying if people like them or not. I wish the doctor would stand up and enforce the standards, not worry about whose toes they're stepping on. Make sure everyone is following the rules. I wish the doctor would put their foot down and stop all the office drama. Make sure everyone knows what is and isn't acceptable from the employees and stop trying to please everybody. I wish the doctor would communicate better with us and appreciate what we do. They don't take the time to listen to the issues we have. We want to make the practice better. I think that last sentence should be underlined. We want to make the practice better. They're not showing up every day to make it worse. Despite sometimes what we as owners think, our employees don't come to the office trying to make it worse. I wish the doctor would allow our light to shine, let go of all this crap, the negativity, distrust, insecurity, uncertainty, communicate what they want better. I wish the doctor would communicate with the staff more often and more clearly, spend less time in their office and more time with us. You might be seeing a theme here. This word communicate is coming around and around and around and around. This word communicate came up so frequently in this whole survey. I wish doctor would fire Susie, or at least stand up to her. Follow through with the standards that you have set for the whole office. And the reality of this is, like I said, the practices, the interesting thing is the practices that the owners said they had B players on their team, the team also said they had B players for owners. And what this is, this B player phenomenon, is really a little bit of a vicious cycle. It has to do with abdication from the team in really bad cases, or just simply not giving them the rules of the game, or not showing them what you need them to do. I think all of this starts at the hiring. This all starts at the very beginning. And if you aren't clear up front with what you want, it's not going to get clearer it never gets better after the honeymoon. If it's not good on the honeymoon, it's not going to be good for the rest of the employment period, right? So the reality is, this was a Gallup survey. This was a huge survey of millions of employees that Gallup did. 70% of team members do not have job clarity and clear priorities. 73% are not getting ongoing feedback and communication. 78% are not presented with the opportunities to learn and grow. And 81% of these people surveyed, hundreds of thousands, millions of people surveyed, said that they're not being held accountable. 81%, more than 4 out of 5, said I'm not held accountable to do my job. And I think that is really telling of this B player issue, where the doctor definitely sees, the owner definitely sees stuff not getting done, or they see people not performing in the way that they want it to be done. But then at the same time, the team is saying, well, wait a minute, we don't see the doctor doing the things necessary to be driving the practice. And oftentimes what's happening is the owner's busy in the back. They're busy chairside. It's not that anybody's really abdicating or not trying to do the best they can. It's that oftentimes we get stuck in the perfectionist or the practitioner quadrants, and we're not leading the practice. We're not being the CEO dentist. We're busy in the back. We're dealing with patients. We're wearing, how many different hats does the private practitioner wear these days? Several. And the smaller the practice, the more hats you wear. And those are the things that keep us from growing a great team, right? And growing a team-driven practice of A players. What the CEO dentist knows that the rest don't is that A players are the key to growth of any business or dental practice. And you've got to take off the in the practice hat and put on the practice hat if you want to grow A players on your team. A players, the reality is A players look for a company or a business or a dental practice where they are given responsibilities and a chance to learn and improve themselves. A players don't go looking for maintenance type jobs. They go looking for places that are growing, that are exciting, that have a great culture, that is going to pique their interest, and that's who they want to work for. A players get to command the best jobs because they are the best talent. And if you are the place that has the best culture and the place that people want to go work, they're going to call you. We talked about this a lot on recruiting. Your hiring is only as good as your recruiting. If you implement everything that we talk about tonight in this A player hiring system, but you still have the same old Humpty 79 Pinto that's running your recruiting engine, you can't polish that up. It's always going to be a 79 Pinto. Bless their hearts, they just are what they are. And if you don't, it's like marketing and sales. If you aren't attracting the right patients, you're never going to get the right cases accepted, right? If you're attracting Medicaid patients, you're never going to sell elective case dentistry, right? If you're attracting B and C players, you're never going to hire A players. These two things go hand in hand. Tonight, we're talking about the hiring side. Last week, we talked about the recruiting side. Here's a hint that may be something you tell yourself. This may be a sign to you that you don't have A players on your team. And that's if you feel like, or you know you are having to micromanage. If you know you're micromanaging, or you feel like with certain people you have to micromanage, there's a disconnect there. We shouldn't have to micromanage our people. And the days of micromanagers are over. Employees want the ability to shine. And that's a recipe for a successful practice. How do you find these elusive A players, it seems? How do you hire them, and how do you retain them? This is kind of the magic formula that we're going to touch on the hiring part of tonight.